Welcome to another Vixa Vaughn romance audiobook. We're excited to have you join us. Whether you're into second chance romance, enemies to lovers, fake marriage, or any other trope, Vixa Vaughn offers you the chance to escape into stories that will carry you away into heart-pounding romance and gripping characters. While we want to get you the full experience, some parts of this audiobook are abridged to stay abreast of YouTube's community guidelines. If you want the full experience, you can always head to Vixa Vaughn Romance and use code VIXA40 to get the unabridged version of this audiobook for 40% off. Now sit back and enjoy the show.
Chapter 1. Marga. What's a woman gotta do? Let me clarify my question. What's a 28-year-old black woman like me supposed to do to get my husband to treat me like his wife? I don't look that bad. I have long, luscious black hair, a face that my father said was his proudest achievement, even though I look more like Mom, and I've got a rocking body that I've maintained. Throughout my marriage, Geoffrey touched me only once. Once. Can you believe that? I hold a framed picture of him. Even now, I still crush over his wavy black hair, dark eyes, and goddamned handsome face, the man of my dreams. I remember our wedding night. It was supposed to be the night of my dreams. Geoffrey carried me into our own home and brought me back to his bedroom. I was getting friskier with every second that passed as we were alone. I was drooling in anticipation as I chanced a few grabs at the bulge in his pants. Damn it. The memories make me wet as I lay on the bathtub and touch myself as I reminisce. I remember how Geoffrey kissed me that night. His hands made quick work of my wedding dress. His tongue was wetter than my womanhood, and he laid claim to my neck and chest. And then I finally see it. His huge manhood. I almost fainted when Geoffrey plunges his thing inside me. A potpourri of emotions was all that I could remember that night. 3 knocks on the bathroom door break my train of thought. Marga, are you still in the bathroom? Yes, honey, I quickly reply, still reeling from not being able to finish after all that. I'll be out in a minute. Thank you, and are you all right? You sound as if you have diarrhea over there. Want me to go get the medicine? I said I'm fine, honey. Okay, he replies. I frustratedly get out of the bathtub and take a shower, only thankful for the fact that women don't get blue balls. I leave the bathroom in my robe as I finish. It's all yours, honey. I almost choke on my spit when I see Geoffrey wearing nothing but a towel, only as he reads the newspaper. Oh, thanks, he says as he gets up and casually walks inside the bathroom, never taking his eyes off the newspaper. And I'm just here drooling off looking at his superhero-like torso and washboard abs. I try my luck and talk to him. Hey, why don't I join you? But the bathroom door closes on me before I can even finish my sentence. I give up and head for the kitchen to prepare breakfast. Images of that night still haunt me. How Geoffrey deflowered me, released his hot man juice inside me, and ultimately went to sleep immediately. That was the last time I ever felt that Geoffrey wanted me. God, the thought of it is still making me wet. And how in the world did I not get pregnant from all that? Well, it was only one time. I frown at the idea and sigh. What can I do? Maybe having a child might have made the situation better. Perhaps Geoffrey would treat me more like a partner. Maybe. Stop. I can't keep thinking negatively. Geoffrey is my husband. He made a promise to love me, and perhaps this is how he shows it. He's the CEO of BWWM, so he has work to think about, not just his severely unsatisfied yet caring wife. I take care of everything for him, from his food to his clothes, always silently supporting him and doing my best. So is it so hard to ask for a caring husband as well? Something smells good. I hear Geoffrey compliment behind me. Are those scrambled eggs, bacon, and Scandinavian frankfurts, your favorite, honey? I finish his sentence. I had the help make this since today will be your first day back on the job. I can't even tell him honestly that I made breakfast, in fear of him not liking what I made, though I've spent the last year learning how to cook his favorite dishes and never let him know that it was my cooking. Great, says Geoffrey as he takes a seat on our dining table, again his eyes glued to the newspaper. I head for the refrigerator and pretend to grab a bottle of orange juice. I slowly let my bathrobe slip down to the floor. Oh dear me, my bathrobe seems to have fallen to the floor, but I can't get it since my hands are full. If only someone, honey, can you give me a hand? Without missing a beat, Geoffrey replies, never taking his eyes off the goddamn paper. Just put the bottle of OJ back in the fridge, Marga, and pick up the bathrobe on the floor. I reluctantly do as he says and get dressed. We eat in silence. Soon after he finishes, he gets dressed and leaves for work, while I wait in the front door for him, holding his briefcase and keys for him so that he won't forget them. All the frustration inside me is ready to burst at the seams. Thanks, Marga, Geoffrey says ungratefully, but to my surprise, he gives me a quick hug and a kiss on the forehead. This simple gesture paralyzes me and sends waves of pleasure in my body that reverberates from my mind down to my sensitive parts. The building pressure of desire almost releases. When I get back to my senses, Geoffrey is standing there, confused at what just happened. Are you okay? He frowns. I'll grab some Imodium for you when I get home, okay? So just stay off dairy or any allergic foods, Marga. As soon as the door closes, I fall to my knees. I'm not sure if I should be thankful or remorseful for being married to Geoffrey.
Chapter 2. Geoffrey. Sometimes I wonder what my parents thought when they arranged for me to marry Marga. I get that her being the heiress of the largest hotel chain in the world would be nothing short of a tremendous political and financial move for the family. But that girl is just weird sometimes. She'd been making these sounds all morning. Then she doesn't even know how to pick up her bathrobe when it accidentally slips off her, and then goes into a kind of epileptic shock when I decide to hug her and kiss on the forehead. I was feeling bad for her that she was having bowel problems, but now I wonder if I somehow made the situation worse. As I sit inside the limousine and stare outside the window, I see Marjorie Fox in a red bikini, holding a Pepsi as she smiles in a billboard. Her long blonde hair and curvaceous body almost seem to be taunting me for marrying her best friend instead of her. Sigh. Why didn't my parents have me marry Marjorie instead? And now look where this gets me. She's already engaged to some wealthy business person. What I'd give to be that guy. But I can't be thinking like this. I made a promise to my wife, even though as outdated and forced upon it was, a man is nothing without his word. That doesn't mean I can't think about divorce. My mind keeps wandering to this topic even after arriving at the office. Don't judge me. You can't blame me for not having any love for Marge. My parents arranged our marriage for the sake of the family. And even though I bear no love for her, I never failed to provide her with everything she ever needed and wanted. I get a text message on the phone. I sigh as I read that it's from Marga. Hi, honey. I just wanted to say thanks for this morning. I love you so much, and there's no need for you to get medicine for me laters. But thank you for your concern. The rest of the message is a series of emoticons of hearts, smileys, and... Is that a drooling face next to an eggplant? Girls these days, I say that even though she is only about 6 years younger than me. Marga can be so over the top sometimes. Imagine receiving texts like this for almost a year, and you can pretty much understand where I'm coming. I'm not someone who doesn't have common sense, though. I can tell, feel, even that Marga loves me, probably more than anyone should. But I just can't reciprocate her feelings, because Marjorie will always be the one. Mr. Giovanni? The new manager asks me, breaking me out of my thoughts. He'd just finished his presentation about something. All of the other board members stare at me, waiting for my reaction. I can't believe my mind just wandered off from my ride to work up to my meeting. Let's take a break, shall we? I suggest. You look like trash, G-Man, says Alan Parkson, head of finance and my closest friend. Did you watch drama shows last night again? You know, because you're a brat who loves watching sissy dramas? It's just the two of us chatting in one corner of the room, while the others are chatting away on the other. I can't blame them knowing how much of a hard man Alan is. To them, I might as well be conversing with a huge pit bull on steroids. I take a sip of hot coffee and smile. You know, for someone who hates on those shows, Alan, you sure do seem to know a lot about them. I don't even know where you'd also watch those shows. Hey, hey, hey! Alan shouts at me while pointing his finger at my suite. I don't look like that tone or where you're going with that, G-Man. Look, I like watching, okay? He scoffs, but at least it's not some cry-me-to-sleep romance movie. And get yourself together, man. You can't be embarrassing yourself, especially this tightwad of a new manager that just got promoted. You'd be hard-pressed to find a company where his employee is lambasting a CEO. But if there's anyone I'd want to get chewed from, it'd be Alan. He may be rough on the outside, but he's always looked out for me, ever since college. He's still got my back, and always wants what's best for me. Did Marga suck the wrong side of your manhood this morning or something? He rudely asks, a smirk on his lips, though he can use some discretion about 10 years ago. Jesus Christ, Al, that's my wife you're talking about. Yeah, the hot wife you haven't shagged since ever, he replies. What the hell, man? Don't you give me that, G-Man, I can smell it on you. What's wrong with you? Man, if I had a woman like Marga, I don't... Oh, damn. Is this about Marge again? As I sip on my coffee, I choke as soon as I hear Marjorie's name and spit scalding black liquid all over Alan's face. He barely flinches and wipes his face with his hand. You need help, Geoffrey. Jesus, not my favorite suit. Oh, God. Sorry about that, Al. But I told you not to talk about her in public, I say, while I grab some napkins and try to help my poor buddy dry off, even though he deserved it. The rest of the meeting members are laughing, so I ask them to get some help and some new clothes for Al before he notices and goes mad dog on them. My phone rings and my heart leaps as soon as I see Marjorie's name. I answer it, but the words she's saying are barely registering. So much so that I can't move a full minute after she ends the call. Hey, Al asks beside me. Did someone die? Who was that on the phone? I slowly turn to him, the weight of reality finally crashing down on me. Marjorie's getting married next month, Al.
Chapter 3. Marga. I'm walking in the sunshine. Whoa. I sing and dance along to the music while cooking. The water is boiling, and the souffle looks to be rising just about right in the oven. Geoffrey texted me that he'd be getting home late, which gives me a perfect chance to bake the delicate souffle. I just can't wait until he gets home and tries this. Then there's a knock on the door. I stare at the door, surprised. Geoffrey isn't supposed to be here until an hour later. Who is it? I ask as I quickly remove my apron and check myself in the mirror to make sure that I look the best, knowing that my husband is home. It's your drunkard of a husband, Al shouts from the other side of the door. I hurriedly open the front door, and I see Geoffrey leaning on the wall with Al. I told him not to say the word, Geoffrey mumbles as he stares down the hallway. He's all yours, Al says as he leaves. Honey, are you okay? What happened? I thought you were going to be working late, I ask while quickly assisting my intoxicated husband. He shrugs me off and stares at me angrily. I'm fine. And here for your tummy, says Geoffrey as he puts his hand in his pockets and puts what looks to be like peanut crumbs on my hand. Is that Walking on Sunshine? Damn, I love that song. Geoffrey, honey, why don't you take a nice hot bath for a minute while I make you some coffee for you, okay? I ask while Geoffrey is dancing with an imaginary partner around the living room. What? Geoffrey snaps. You make it sound like I'm drunk or something, Marga. Let me tell you, I couldn't be far from it. Everything is fine. Perfect. Nothing is going to happen next month. Because you know why? He adds while offering his hand to me, as if asking me to dance. Why? I nervously ask while reluctantly taking his hand. He pulls me in and waltzes with me, dancing along to Walking on Sunshine. Geoffrey looks at me with melancholic eyes. He looks as if he'd just cried, which is near impossible because the only thing my husband has ever cried about was the 2012 stock market crash. Because I don't care what happens next month, that's why nothing will happen next month. Am I making any sense to you right now, Marga? No, I honestly replied, unsure of what Geoffrey is going to do next. Good. Because you know what? You never made any sense to me, Marga. I don't know how in the world you could ever stand to love a guy like me. My heart melts for his honest and self-deprecating moment. Honey, it's because you're the guy like you are that makes me want to love you. You are the best CEO I've ever known who cares more about the employees than anyone else. And you are nothing but a man of honor, I declare. You inspire countless people alive right now. And you inspire me. That's why I can stand to love a guy like you, I add as my hold on him tightens. Geoffrey stops dancing and stares at me for the longest time. Honey. But before I can finish my sentence, Geoffrey kisses me like never before. His mouth tastes of scotch and coke, but his touch is irresistibly addicting. His tongue massages my own as I feel my body surrendering to his aggressive advance. We move into the bedroom while making out, destroying priceless vases and porcelain in our wake. Inside, we continue smothering each other with kisses while we take each other's clothes off until only our underwear is left. If you want to know where this naughty scene is headed, you'll have to get it from romance.com. This platform has rules and guidelines that we have to follow in order to keep these free stories coming. Find any Vixa audiobook on her website and use code VIXA40 for a 40% discount to make up for these interruptions. Let's return to the story.
Chapter 4. Geoffrey. Damn, that must have been the best sleep of my life. I rub my eyes as the morning light floods in the room. For the first time since ever, I feel refreshed after sleeping. Today will be a great day. But before I can get up out of bed, something pulls my arm back. To my surprise, it's my wife, peacefully sleeping on my numb arm. Jesus! I curse aloud from the shock of seeing her. We've never slept together so intimately like this before. We usually just end up sleeping on the far sides of my king-sized bed. I instinctively put my hand on her shoulder to push her off, but as I lie there and see her angelic face, it's like I'm seeing her for the first time. God, I can't believe how beautiful she is, I think to myself as I silently watch in awe as the sunlight illuminates her perfect face. She stirs in her sleep, but my fears are immediately put to rest as she only puts her arm around my chest, to which I notice the tiny tent my raging morning wood just made. What the? I don't usually get these kinds of boners except for... Wait. No. Did we just sleep together? I take a peek under the sheets and see that Marga is wearing nothing but an apron. Did she make love to me and then prepare dinner? A dinner that I didn't even bother to eat. And with that thought, a shot of migraine pierces through my brain. So much for my perfect morning. Even so, I lean over and kiss my wife's forehead as I slowly pull out my arm from under her, carefully not waking her up. I may not have a shred of love for my wife, but she deserves at least a bit of respect after everything that she's already done for me. I tiptoe out of the room and head to the kitchen, where I see the sprawling, now cold feast Marga had prepared for me last night. Lobsters, salmon, and salad were just some of the exquisite dishes on the table, but I can't help but notice the burned and deflated soufflé on the counter. I carefully reheat everything. The least that I can do is cook a bit of breakfast food for my devoted wife. Sure enough, after a few minutes of sizzling bacon and sipping a cup of coffee, I hear the faint pitter-patter of footsteps from the bedroom. "Ooh," she moans as I listen to her walk her way towards the kitchen. I feel like a bus rammed me. Wait, is that the maid? Senora Mendoza, wait! She runs to the kitchen, but to her surprise, she finds me with nothing but a towel on, cooking a mean batch of eggs. "There she is, good morning," I greet. "Take a seat. Breakfast will be ready in a few minutes." "Geoffrey, what are you doing?" I put down the pan for a quick second and nudge my wife to her seat at the dinner table. "Stay, and eat if you want to." And with that, I spend the next 15 minutes in silence as I impressively add my bacon and eggs to the already impressive sprawl of food on our dinner table. "You haven't eaten last night?" I ask Marga as she patiently sits on the table. I can see the drool on her face as she stares at the food in front of her. "I waited all night for you last night. What's a few minutes more?" she calmly states. A stab of guilt pierces my heart, but I smile and sit down, serving the food. And as soon as I take a bite out of the bacon, Marga immediately devours everything she can get her hands on. I try my hardest not to laugh. "So, what exactly happened last night?" The question seems to have caught her off guard when she suddenly stops. "You don't remember?" she asks with a piece of lobster still hanging from her mouth. "I can tell we did something exhausting based on how you ravaged that lobster. Did we?" I ask. She nervously swallows her food. "Oh yeah, we did. Hard. I don't think I'll be able to walk straight for a few days. How about you? You feel better, honey?" "Physically? Yeah, but I wanted to apologize to you last night, Marga. I told you I'd be working late. I was drinking with Al." "Yeah?" she comments, laughing. "Well, whatever it was, I hope you keep it up. And thank you for last night. Too bad I didn't take pictures of your drunk face last night. That would have been so much fun to share with the girls." "Really? After everything I did for you last night? That's how you would repay me?" "Oh, don't pout, honey. You don't even remember half of what happened last night," she jokes. "True. But I do know that I liked whatever happened last night," I say. "Whatever it was." "I liked it too," she replies while I feel her foot caressing my shin. We spend the rest of the breakfast talking about music, art, and all other things that made me like Marga in the first place. Well, I mean, like a friend who I had no choice but to marry. Did Marga ever really look this beautiful? Whatever the answers are to my questions, I only know that one thing is for sure, and I am grateful. I haven't thought about Marjorie all morning. The reason why I got so blackout drunk last night is no longer bearing down on my heart. I've never felt so free in my life. I'm physically at my prime, the company is doing good, and Marga is nothing but a loving and caring wife, if not the best friend I may ever have in the world. Maybe marriage isn't such a bad thing after all.
Chapter 5. Marga, my husband can cook? All this time I've been trying so hard to learn his favorite dishes when he's already an iron freaking chef over here. His eggs are so creamy and are the perfect blend of salt and sweet. The spices are just impossibly fragrant. Inside my head, I'm already screaming at Geoffrey to teach me how to cook eggs like this. Then I think of another egg. Damn it, my mind's very green. But I try my hardest to be the prim and proper wife. If only Geoffrey isn't making it so hard for me. He dares smile at me while his biceps are popping out. "Can I take a bite at your egg?" Damn, did I ask that out loud? "Excuse me?" Geoffrey asks. He looks at his eggs and at my plate. "Would you like more bacon, honey?" I lie. "No, thanks, I'm full." And with that, I should be getting ready for work if you're done eating, that is. I quickly get out of my chair and begin clearing the empty plates. "Oh, yes, honey, I am. Go on ahead. I'll take care of the dishes. You've already done so much. Thank you." For a moment there, I almost got caught up in the fantasy. I can't believe bacon and eggs made me this happy. God, I'm so simple to please. For the first time in a long time, Geoffrey is happy with me, which is everything that I wanted all along. "Oh, I almost forgot to tell you, honey," I shout out loud. "Marjorie's getting married next month, remember her?" But Geoffrey doesn't answer. "Honey?" I ask again. "Oh, yeah, sure, Marjorie," he finally replies. "Yeah, I remember her. Wow, she's already getting hitched? Cool, good for her." "Yes, isn't that great? I thought she'd never tie the knot with her fiancé. And she invited us to her home tonight." Again, Geoffrey doesn't reply. "Honey?" "Oh, sorry, I was texting," Geoffrey explains as he steps out of the bedroom, all suited up. "Sure, let's go and congratulate them tonight, shall we? Anyways, talk to you later, Marga." "Well, I was hoping you'd buy her a gift." But Geoffrey leaves the room before I can even finish my sentence. It looks like it's up to me to buy her a present, I think to myself. In the corner of my eye, I notice Geoffrey left something on the dinner table, his smartphone. Marjorie's estate is a sprawling 10 hectares of land and a mansion just a few minutes outside of New York. Everyone who ever matters in New York is in attendance, all for the celebration of Marjorie Goodman's nuptial pre-event. Lady M, a few A-list actors, and even the mayor himself are here. "I didn't know Marjorie knew Lady M," Geoffrey comments as we step inside the grand ballroom of their mansion. "We met her while we were out in Miami nightclub on summer break. Turns out they had a common ex. I sure bet that guy's kicking himself right now for breaking up with a movie actress and a pop star," I explain. "I certainly would," he replies. All of a sudden the lights go out and the MC starts the event. He introduces Marjorie, and a spotlight shines on the entrance as Marjorie enters the room in a gorgeous, sparkling cerulean dress with her fiancé at her side. The dashing oil tycoon is wearing a suit just as elegant as his fiancé's dress. Everyone in the room can tell who is wearing the pants in the relationship, and she's wearing a dress. The MC goes on ahead and walks up to Marjorie and gives her the mic. "Thank you all for coming," Marjorie announces. "Tonight is the night that my beloved and I shall finally embark on a journey that is our wedding, and after that to our future together. Let us all drink merry and celebrate." The room is filled with applause and cheers as Marjorie greets each and everyone she comes across. Looking at them now, they resemble believers who finally meet their legendary savior. Everything about her screams perfect. The gorgeous golden locks on her hair, her angelic face, the curves on her body, and most of all, her presence. All of it make up the diva that is Marjorie Goodman. It's only a matter of time until Marjorie notices Geoffrey and me. "There you are, Marga," she shouts before quickly walking towards me. "It is such an absolute delight to see you again. Both of you, of course." She turns to Geoffrey. "Good to see you, Geoffrey." "The feeling is mutual, Marjorie," Geoffrey replies in probably the coldest tone I've ever heard him yet. Marjorie smiles at him before turning back to me. "Anyways, how have you been? It's been what? Almost a year? And is that a baby bump I see?" I look down at my stomach. I'm not that fat. "What? No, that's not a baby bump. That's the 5-pound lobster I had this morning. Just as feisty as ever, Marga. But seriously, why are you guys stalling? Are you your frigid old self, Marga?" "What? No. Of course not, Marge. Geoffrey thankfully cuts in. "Marga and I are busy right now, Marjorie." He then surprises me by holding my hand and stares lovingly into my eyes. "But I can tell you one thing. Marga and I are working on it. Who wouldn't want to? I certainly want to with this beautiful, loving, and perfect wife of mine. Just this morning." "Okay, that's way too much info, honey," I interject before he says anything he's not supposed to. "Wow, get a room, you horny people," comments Marjorie. "Well, please enjoy yourselves, Marga and Geoffrey. I think Kanye wants me to sponsor his new shoes or something over there. See ya? I happily wave my best friend goodbye. I haven't noticed that I'm using the hand that Geoffrey is holding on to. Then I realize I forgot to give Marjorie her gift. He smiles as he takes my hand and kisses them gently as the music begins to play. I give the gift to the nearest waiter and happily dance with my husband.
Chapter 6. Geoffrey. Marjorie's getting married. It's like an explosive, wreaking havoc in my system. After our dance, Marga and I say our congratulations to Marjorie and her fiancés before taking our leave. Thank you so much, you guys, Marjorie replies. Oh, by the way, Marga, the actress, Lady M, wanted to talk to you about something. The Queen wants to see me? Marga asks enthusiastically. There she is. Marga darts away with quick alacrity as if we hadn't just spent the loveliest time together on the dance floor. I turn to go after her, but Marjorie holds my arm and keeps me from leaving. She turns to her fiancé. Honey, can you go get me some punch? I'm feeling a little parched. Thank you. Like a good dog, he disappears into the crowd without a word. Marjorie turns back to me and offers to come with her. She takes me outside their mansion and into the sprawling garden just behind the ballroom. My home may be quite sizable by normal standards, but the area that Marjorie's garden takes up could very well accommodate 2 of my house. She finally lets go of my arm as soon as we get to the homey little podium near the entrance to her garden. The moon shines so vividly above us, and I swear Marjorie is glowing as she peers through the white globe in the night sky. Thank you for coming with me quietly, Geoffrey. She finally breaks the silence. I fear you would not have wanted to come to talk to me in such a discreet manner. As long as you don't have me assassinated here in the dark and take over my company, Marjorie, it's perfectly fine. She giggles before smiling towards me. Heaven couldn't have looked more beautiful than her facade in the moonlight. It's as if time is slowing down for me to bask in her beauty, which is terrible news for my marriage. I didn't know you were quite the comedian, Geoffrey, Marjorie comments. And don't worry, if we wanted your company, we would have bought it years ago. Pretty ballsy of her to underestimate my company like that. You mean your fiancé would have bought it years ago? Yes, quite. She walks ever so gracefully towards me until I can feel her hot breath whiff against my chest. But I did not bring you here to talk business, Geoffrey. I know we haven't spent much time together, but Marga and I have, she says as her hand touches my arm. And I'm asking you now to please take care of her. I might not have enough time to do so since I'll be focusing on having a family of my own. Can I trust you to do that for me, Geoffrey? You're a year too late, Marjorie. I've already made that promise to her when we got married. I reply as calmly as I can. She peers into my eyes as if looking for a coin she dropped in the wishing well, hoping to take a wish back. She smiles as soon as she sees the conviction in my eyes. Excellent. I'm not sure if you were aware, but you haven't been treating Marga like the proper wife that she is for the past few months. Excuse me. Apologies, I promised her I wouldn't pry. I came tonight to confront you, Geoffrey. But I can see it. In your eyes, something magical has happened. I can tell there's nothing more I need to worry about. She smiles, but I can't help shake the feeling of regret in her tone. Marjorie, this is highly inappropriate. We could have had this conversation in public outside. Marga wouldn't hide in some shadowy corner part of our home just to talk to some guy she knows. Sometimes I can't believe that Marjorie and Marga are the best of friends. Marga is like the ever-glowing sun that brightens your day. Marjorie feels more like the shadow that spreads in the night. You can never really tell what she's doing. Come to think of it, Marga was much more interesting than this. She always had her heart on her sleeve. She's never afraid to show what is exactly on her mind. Marjorie's attitude of being vibrant and outgoing is too much over the top for me, as if she's hiding something. I'm truly sorry, Geoffrey, she whispers as she rests her head on my chest while caressing my arms. Is she flirting with me? With the last sane brain cell I have in my head, I quickly decide to push her away from me respectfully. Marjorie, this is just... You're about to get married, for Christ's sakes. You've been engaged to your fiancé for a year now. If you want physical consolement, his chest is the one your head should be laying on. Not mine. But to my surprise, I hear Marjorie sobbing as she turns away her face. The guilt washes over me like cold rain on a spring day. I hate this. Marjorie's the one who's being aggressive. But why am I the one feeling guilty? Geoffrey, it's just that... But I've had enough. Good night to you, Marge. And once again, congratulations on your wedding. Every muscle fiber in my body wants to hug and console her. I feel like I'm walking on quicksand as I turn away and finally walk back inside the room. Marjorie's sobs haunt my ears as I make my way further away from her. But I'm a man of my word. And my word is my honor. Back inside, I find Marga having the time of her life talking lip with Lady M, with the rapper, Jays, beside her, clearly bored and frustrated of having to listen to the both of them gossip. But a smile finally breaks in his face as soon as he sees me coming. Finally, what took you so long? He high-fives my hand and hugs me, much like those typical gangsters in the movie. Sorry if I took so long, I apologize. I swear, this mansion should have registered streets in it in Google Maps or something. Honey, Marga excitedly greets. Lady M asks if we can spend the night at her place. We have so much to catch up on. Behind her, Jay-Z is mouthing to me, hell no. Let's do something else, okay, honey? I'm sure they both have events to go to tomorrow, I explain. Marga pouts but puts her arms around me and whisks me away back into the party. And for the first time in a long time, I'm glad Marjorie isn't with me.
Chapter 7. Marga. My husband is just the unluckiest man in the world. Here I am, laughing it up with the most amazing pop star of all time. But he's nowhere to be found. At first, I got worried. But knowing the ins and outs of this place like the back of my head, I'm sure that he probably just got lost looking for the toilet. God knows I sure did for the first couple of times I've been here. About a half hour or so, Geoffrey finally showed himself, and just as expected, he got lost in the mansion. I tell him how excited I am that Lady M offered us to go to her and Jay-Z's place, but surprisingly, he turns it down. I'm heartbroken as I watch my idol leave, but I am instantly re-energized, given the fact that I have more time to spend with my handsome husband. I take his arm and slowly drag him back out of the mansion. I've got an idea for you to make it up to me for making me miss my chance to reconnect with Lady M. Wait, where are we going? Geoffrey asks as we buzzline through the crowd. Marjorie has this gorgeous garden that you just have to... Geoffrey pulls his arm back, forcing me to stop before I can even finish explaining to him. Maybe now isn't the best time for that, Marga. It is nighttime after all. And given how big this land is, there's bound to be snakes or other dangerous animals prowling under the moonlight right now, Geoffrey explains. But I'm not in the mood for taking no as an answer right now. We don't get to have much time to go out and spend some quality time together like this, honey. You don't want the people around here to think that you're some kind of chicken, are you? Geoffrey nervously looks around. Many of them are already staring at us. And if there's anything that Geoffrey hates more, it's having his precious image get defiled on. Chicken? Geoffrey says out loud so that everyone can hear us. There's no chicken here, honey. They served fish during dinner because, you know, Marjorie does not support the unethical treatment of poultry. You know that. He gently puts his arm on my lower back and nudges me towards the garden. I giggle as I walk first. See, didn't I tell you? This place is amazing. I wave to Geoffrey as we slowly make our way to the garden. He looks around the area with every step as if he's trying to avoid something. He's probably still scared that some animal is going to come out of the bushes and attack us. Don't worry, honey. I'll protect you, I tell him, giggling. Look, there's even a romantic podium in the middle of the garden. Let's go there. Marga, come look at these flowers, Geoffrey yells. His back is facing towards me. I do love flowers. I quickly walk up to him and have the surprise of my life as I see the most beautiful sight I've ever seen. Exquisite white flowers span the massive walkway leading towards the wildlife reserve area of Marjorie's estate. And hovering above these gorgeously blooming flowers are fireflies like stars dancing on the petals of these flowers. Oh, honey, I whisper as I hold Geoffrey's hand, interlacing my fingers with his and leaning against his muscular arms. It's so beautiful. They'll never be as much as you, he cheesily says to me. I look up at him, ready to laugh, but he's staring back at me with that knee-weakening smile of his. Stop it, I scold as I turn away, hoping to hide my embarrassment. My husband laughs at my reaction. I didn't think you'd react this way. You're just the cutest thing ever. He turns back at the flowers. But you're right. This is quite a sight to behold. You know what? Let's build a big old greenhouse when we get home. A greenhouse? I ask in shock. That's a bit too much, honey. No. I'm very happy, ecstatic that you'd even consider. But really, a garden is more than enough for a small gal like me. I don't need to have a lot of things. I just need to have all the things I care about. I tiptoe and kiss my husband's cheek. But thank you for considering. A garden will be okay for me. A simple one, too. Somewhere that I can plant my pretty flowers as well. I can help you with that. I hear Marjorie's voice from behind us. Marjorie, I happily say as I turn to her. Where have you been? Everyone's been looking everywhere for you. Oh, you know, here and there. I talked with one of the guests inside. He was treating his wife very rudely. I had to remind him that he better take care of her. Or else, says Marjorie, in quite the most threatening tone that I've ever heard before. But the thought disappears as soon as she hugs me. Now, what say we go back inside and finish up the night like the old times? Shots? I ask as Marjorie whisks me away. At least 10 of them, she says. I laugh, but then ask, You're joking, right? She grins at me slyly, like she always does whenever she has a prank up her sleeve, like she always used to back when we were in college. Well, you know, there's only one way to find out. As long as you're the one doing the keg stand, I say. What? But I'll ruin my dress? Marjorie complains. We both laugh, and I turn back to Geoffrey to tell him to come with us. But he says he wants to stay for a while and take a good look at the flowers. Well, I guess that means it's just going to be us having fun tonight. Marjorie celebrates. I smile. Well, I would prefer it if my husband's with me. My night will be even better.
Chapter 8. Geoffrey. This party is slowly growing old. I'm starting to feel antsy, and I would like to go home. But how can I when I see my wife, Marga, enjoying herself? After Marjorie whisked her away, I stayed outside and reflected for a while. The beautiful backdrop inspired me to do some thinking. While her intentions might not be pure, there's a certain truth that rings from Marjorie's statement. I haven't exactly been treating my wife the way that I should have. I don't know if Marga's been complaining about it to her friends, especially to Marjorie. But knowing her, she's the type who would rather keep these things to herself, especially if it doesn't concern others. So, how did Marjorie know about it? I may never find out the exact answer. I think it might be possible that people can see it through Marga, the way she acts and talks. They can probably see the discontent, sadness and longing in her eyes. I take in a deep breath and shake my head. She's always smiling. It's hard to find her sad. Marga can really hide it. There's no one to blame here but me. I've been so full of myself that I neglected her. The good thing is that I'm aware of it now. It's about time that I give my wife all the love and attention that is due to her. It's getting a little bit cold outside, so I decide to head back inside. I want to stop by the restroom first, but damn, I almost gave up as I can't find it because of the number of rooms in this house. Luckily, one of the servants is able to point me in the correct direction. I walk back to the room where the main party is being held. Marga, Marjorie, and all of their other friends are enjoying themselves, talking, eating, and drinking. I observe them from afar as I don't want Marga to get conscious. I continue to be amazed at this side of my wife that I've never seen before. She's very sweet, caring, and down to earth. You can tell that she loves having her friends around. It makes me wonder if she just suppresses this side of her whenever she's with me because she's expected to be all prim and proper as society states, or if I just didn't give her enough space and venue for her personality to shine through. She's usually funny with me, but you can still see something missing. The server comes by and I ask for a bottle of sparkling water. I'm going to be driving, so I'm making sure that I stay sober. I need to make sure that Marga will be safe. The server returns and gives me my water together with ice. He offers me something to eat, but I politely decline since I'm still full from the food that we ate earlier. I take in gulps of water and continue watching and listening to them as much as I can. I'm amazed at how Marga talks and interacts with her friends. She's witty and smart, and she knows what she's talking about. But she can also crack a joke. I enjoy listening to her talk. You'll figure out that she's a real person with nothing to hide. I can't help but notice and compare the clothes and pieces of jewelry that Marga's wearing against her other friends. Despite her status, her wardrobe is simple and understated. She chooses comfort and function over style. As for her accessories, they're very simple. Right now she's wearing her engagement ring and wedding ring on her left hand. Then, a simple bangle and an elegant watch on her arms. For her earrings, 2 champagne-colored pearl studs. Even the way she styles her hair is uncomplicated. But I guess she doesn't need much to emphasize her gorgeous face, and she knows that. With all the allowance money that I give her, she can purchase new sets of jewelry every week. Anything that might fancy her eye, diamonds, sapphires, emeralds, rubies, or pearls. She can also get all the designer clothes, handbags, and shoes that she wants. Heck, she can even hire a personal stylist and shopper for all her needs. But even if she could, she won't. Marga won't spend on anything that we don't need or is unimportant, even if it's for herself. She's very responsible and prudent with our finances. It's one of the things that I also admire about her. A realization suddenly hits me. If Marga doesn't want to do those things for herself, I'll be the one to do it. I want to shower her with all the beautiful things that she can have. I want to pamper her. I know material things are not a good measure for love, but I want to be able to provide everything. 30 minutes later, the party starts to wind down. I walk towards my wife. "Are you ready to go home?" I whisper into her ears. She nods. "Just give me a few minutes so that I can properly say goodbye to my friends and Marjorie," she says. We walked around the room and said our goodbyes. Marga gives Marjorie a tight hug while I shake the hands of both Marjorie and her fiancé. "Congratulations again to the both of you," I greet them. "I guess we'll see you around." We arrive home and start to get ready for bed. "Marga, honey," I call her. "I'm quite serious about the greenhouse. You should start planning." She looks at me, her eyes wide with surprise and delight. "There's no need. I'm good with a simple garden where I can grow some plants and flowers," she insists. "But I want to build it for you. It's good for you to be able to spend your time with your hobbies. I'll arrange for a meeting between our architect and engineer so that you can tell them your ideas," I say. She gives me a light peck on the cheek. "Thank you," she whispers. Marga steps out of her dress and is only wearing her underwear. I gaze at how lovely her face is, and my eyes roam through the curves of her body. Damn, I want to make love to her right now. I'm quite confused as to why I'm feeling this right now. Love? I don't think so. I'm sure it's not because of alcohol. Maybe it's just natural since she's my wife. But I can see that she's already physically tired from all of today's activity. So I ask her to lie down beside me in the bed. I start massaging her shoulders and back, softly caressing her skin with gentle pressure. Her body slowly relaxes until she falls asleep. Very softly, I kiss her on the forehead and cuddle her until I'm off to dreamland myself.
Chapter 9. Marga. Marjorie's party was one for the books. It's nice being able to spend time with my best friend Marjorie and our other friends. Plus, rubbing elbows with the other big stars who also attended the party was a welcome treat. But the best part of it was when Geoffrey was beside me. Although there was a time that he acted a little bit weird, overall, he was very sweet and caring. I'm a bit woozy as we enter the car from the alcohol inside my system. Good thing my husband helps me as we make our way. He makes sure my seatbelt is properly fastened before he goes to his side and starts our drive. As much as I want to accompany him on the trip home, my head's spinning, so I closed my eyes. I'm unaware that I dozed off after a few minutes. Geoffrey slightly taps my shoulder as he turns off the engine. My eyes flutter open, and it takes some seconds for my mind to register that we're already home. He goes to my side and assists me in going down and walking towards our front door. We go straight to the master's bedroom, where we start preparing to go to sleep. Once again, he reminds me of the greenhouse. I thought he's just joking earlier, but apparently he's very serious with his offer. I'm ecstatic about the project. That deep inside, I'm jumping for joy. I'm starting to get a headache, so I lie down on our bed. Geoffrey is beside me and notices that I'm not feeling too good. He starts massaging my head and my body until I feel all my muscles relax. I'm very happy. This is one of the best nights of my life. Slowly, my consciousness is invaded by sleep, and the last thing that I remember is my husband kissing my forehead. Sunlight is peeping through the small crevices of our curtain as I open my eyes. Thank goodness I don't have any sort of hangover. I feel Geoffrey's arms wrapped around me in a tight embrace, so I can't help but smile. My husband's been sweet and loving lately. I hope that he remains that way. It's different from his usual treatment of me. Very carefully, I try to maneuver out of Geoffrey's embrace. He stirs for a little bit, and I hold my breath, hoping he won't wake up yet. Thankfully, he just rolls to the other side and continues to sleep. I feel very inspired. I wash my face and put on a robe as I go downstairs to prepare some breakfast. I turn on the coffee maker and add some ground coffee beans. I slice some pieces from the loaf of bread and put it in the toaster. While waiting, I cook sunny-side-up eggs in a pan. I put everything in a tray together with some jam and butter. I also put sugar and creamer and some condiments like salt and pepper. When everything's ready, I carefully bring the tray upstairs and set it down in the small dining table in our bedroom. I lean beside my husband and kiss him on the cheek. "Good morning," I whisper to him softly. Geoffrey stretches his body as he wakes up. He looks up at me and smiles. "I've prepared our breakfast," I say as I point towards the table. "Let's eat." He stands up and goes to the ensuite bathroom. I wait for him by the table. Once he joins me, he greets me with a soft kiss on the lips. "Thank you for this," he says. My eyes widen. I'm surprised by his treatment. I pour him coffee and add 3 cubes of sugar, just the way that he likes it. I hand it over to him and we start eating. "About the greenhouse," he starts. "I think it's best if you meet with the engineer and architect next week. Would Tuesday be good for you?" "That would be fine. I'm excited about this project." "Thank you for allowing me to do this," I answer. "Anything for you?" he replies. "I want you to be able to do the things that you love." "Another thing," he adds. "I've got a surprise for you today." My eyes light up like a Christmas tree. I've never gotten any surprises from Geoffrey the entire time that we've been married. This would be the first time. "Oh?" I exclaim. "What is it? Can you give me a clue?" He shakes his head while smiling. "It won't be a surprise if I tell you now," he remarks. Just get yourself ready after breakfast. We'll leave then." I nodded him in agreement, and we continue eating our food. We talk about a lot of things while eating: our business, the party, and other plans for the house like renovations. We haven't done anything like this before, and I'm happy that he's starting to share his plans with me. "Ready?" Geoffrey asks me. "Yes," I reply. I'm both nervous and excited about this surprise. Whatever it is, I'm positive that I'll like it. He continues to drive until we arrive at one of the largest malls in the city. Geoffrey parks the car. I'm quite confused. "Geoffrey, dear, what are we going to do here?" I inquire. "Well, I've noticed that you haven't updated your wardrobe for quite a while, so I'm taking you shopping today. We'll get clothes, shoes, bags, and accessories. Anything that you might need and like," he explains. I'm speechless. Just like every girl, I love to shop. But I don't want my husband to think that I'm misusing his money that he's giving me as an allowance, so I don't buy much. "What are you waiting for? Let's go," he calls out. We enter the store, and Geoffrey buys almost everything that I try on. I'm starting to get embarrassed. I'm not used to this. "Isn't this too much?" I hesitate. "I mean, I'll have clothes that will last me for more than one season. I don't think I need all of them." Geoffrey shrugs. "What can I do? Every piece of clothing that you try looks so damn good on you." "You're very beautiful, Marga," he answers. My face heats up at the compliment, and my heart beats double time. I think this is the first time that I heard those words from Geoffrey's mouth. To divert his attention, I quickly grab one of the dresses so that I can go to the dressing room and try it on. It's a white dress with a plunging neckline and a high slit. It hugs all my curves in the right places. Very sexy without revealing too much. I call Geoffrey to get his approval. He comes inside the room. "What do you think of this dress?" I ask him as I turn around in front of the mirror. He asks me to do a full turn as he comes near me. "I like it," he murmurs in my ear. "I like it very much." Without any warning, he takes my face into his hands and starts kissing me. Like teenagers hiding, we can't help ourselves, and we make out inside the dressing room. We are just like newlyweds, entering the honeymoon phase of our relationship right now. It's pretty exciting. It's a year late, but it's better than nothing.
Chapter 10, Geoffrey. What was up with that kiss? And in the dressing room? What is happening to us? Marga and I are walking in the mall when in the corner of my eye, I notice a group of old ladies calling for the cops on us. It looks like they were traumatized when they saw us making out. I laugh inwardly. A few minutes later, we're catching our breaths behind a stall outside the mall. "Are we still being followed?" Marga asks as she takes a sip of the mango cucumber juice she just bought at the stall. I carefully lean from behind the booth and take a peek. "Nope. It looks like the mall cops lost our trail," I inform them. "Sir, I'm going to have to ask you to please step outside of the premises immediately," the teenage stall vendor warns. I see the people lined up in front of the stall staring at me as if I'd just broken the law or something. Premises? This 4x3 shack? I think to myself. But I respect his professionalism and strict adherence to the rules. I quickly apologize and hand him $100 for the trouble. "Sir, please. I only take money earned, not given. I'm in the service industry, not charity." He confidently refuses me. "What's your name, young man?" I ask in admiration. "Jesse. Jesse Marks, sir," he says. "Still in high school. Just about to graduate, sir." I grab a business card from my suit and hand it over to him. "I could use a guy like you, and you could use a job under me. Give me a call after graduation, kid." He looks at my card with disdain before looking back at me. He must be thinking, who the hell does this guy think he is? It doesn't take long for his eyes to widen in surprise as he reads my business card. "I'll be seeing you, Jesse," I say as Marga and I leave the boy staring at the card, while the customers are all clamoring in front of the stall. "Now, where were we?" I ask my gorgeous wife. She holds my hand and hugs my arm as she leans on me as we walk towards the car park. So far, this date has been very exciting. After going home and getting dressed, I take Marga out to Le Rue Chanel, an exclusive home-style French restaurant where only 2 seats are available. It's about an hour's drive away from the city and another half hour of walking to the restaurant since the road is narrow and passes through an overarching forest of trees. "Why did you even make me wear this dress?" Marga complains as she trots on the trail with her heels and an exquisite cerulean dress made none other than by Antoine Marquis, one of the world's foremost fashion designers. I step in front of her and caress her flowing black hair. "It's because they match your glowing eyes when I gaze upon them in the moonlight," I whisper in her ear. She looks at me with those doe-like eyes that tell me that I turned her on. She's so cute that I can't help but laugh. Marga doesn't find it as funny as I do and storms off towards the small house on top of the grassy hill. A hunched-over old lady greets us at the front door with her kind smile. The exterior of the house looks like just a normal, shoddy countryside hovel. Yet, when she opens the door, the most fragrant smell of food and wine immediately fills our noses. But what shocks us the most is that the interior of the house is one of the poshest and modern designs that I've ever seen in such a small home. With the softest voice in the world, the lady introduces herself as Lady Antoinette of Duxenberg. Al said we would have gotten the surprise of our lives when he recommended us to this place, but I didn't think that we were in the presence of royalty. But Lady Antoinette is quite the humble host. She serves us the most delectable 3-course French meal, consisting of foie gras, rabbit stew, and ratatouille, though you would never have expected at first. "Oh, my goodness," Marga comments. "It tastes as delicious as it looks like in the movie." "Ah, yes. That rat," Lady Antoinette grumbles. "I'd like to see him try and enter my kitchen. I'll give him something to eat, all right?" And as we eat, Lady Antoinette tells us of her tale of how she gave up inheriting her family's wealth for the love of a young African-American boy. I hold Marga's hands as Lady Antoinette recounts her most fond memories of him. She soon leaves us after telling the story, carrying with her the young portrait of her late husband. "Can you believe this is happening?" asks Marga. "Absolutely not. I should remember to give Al hell of a birthday gift this year to make up for this," I reply. "And a gift for you as well." Marga looks at me curiously. "Me? How so? My birthday isn't coming anytime soon." "I know, but I need to make up for all the lost time and love that you've given me, Marga. Thank you for everything, I honestly say, as I hold her hand and place a gentle kiss upon it. She wipes her eyes. "You're gonna make me cry." "Well, with your dress wrapping your sweet buttocks like that, crying is not what I'm gonna make you do tonight," I whisper in her ear, hoping she doesn't smell the wine in my breath. "Geoffrey!" Marga scolds as she darts her eyes away. "What? I don't think she can hear us." We suddenly hear the sound of metal pots dropping on the sink. There will be absolutely no fornication in my house. You two make a good couple, but please find another room. Marga and I laugh silently, feeling like we are some naughty teenagers doing teenage things. I loved how young we feel right now. And as we bid Lady Antoinette goodbye and leave the place, I feel Marga firmly grip my buttocks as the door closes. "Get on it, honey. You promised me you'd make me do things other than cry after all," she naughtily whispers in my ear. "I just hope we'll make it home with our clothes on."
Chapter 11. Marga. I can't believe we made it home with our clothes still intact. You could cut the sexual tension between us with a knife. Fortunately, the drive didn't take too long, and I can finally flip my heels off my feet and onto the floor. The cold tiles are a welcome greeting to my weary feet. I swear the next time Geoffrey doesn't tell me where we're going for dinner, I'm going to torture his handsome behind. Home sweet home, Geoffrey celebrates. I won't mind taking a shower. But as soon as I hear the door close, I turn back and pounce on my unsuspecting husband. I lunge for a kiss as I wrap my arms around his neck and pull him even further inside our home. He struggles at first, surprised by my outright lustful aggression, but it doesn't take long for him to slowly wrap his arms around me and give in to my lips. "Wait, where are we going?" he asks as he pulls away. I reply with a sly grin and my tongue inside his mouth, tasting sweet French grapes. He gives up and allows me to drag him wherever I please and first stop the bathroom. By the time we get to the door, Geoffrey is in his boxers as he tries to take off my dress. Why'd he have to put in so many buttons? Geoffrey curses as he turns me around and meticulously unbuttons my dress until he eventually rips it down from under me and makes me bend down on the sink. His hands are grabbing the back of my neck, not allowing me to get back up, as if I'd want to. I kinda like this position. "I've been waiting for this all night," Geoffrey moans as he rubs his bulge on my thong. "A thong? You were expecting this?" "All part of the plan, baby," I moan as he pulls my hair. "Now shut up and give it to me." He lets go of my hair and slides his hands on my neck, on my sides, until they finally make their way home on my waist. He pulls me closer as he grinds into me. Well, things are heating up again. You know what to do? Go to VixAvaughnRomance.com to get the dirty details that this platform won't put on the air. I know it sucks, but at least you can get a 40% discount with code VIXA40 to make up for it. Use it while it lasts and apply it to every digital product in your cart. Back to the story.
I hope you're enjoying this audiobook by Vixa Vaughn. If you want to keep hearing more audiobooks, then please hit that subscribe button and like the video. It may seem insignificant, but the more people that subscribe, the easier it is to produce more audiobooks in the future. So please help us out and subscribe to our channel. Thank you for listening, and now back to your book.
Chapter 12. Geoffrey. I'm usually quiet about what goes on in the office. I don't like sloppy work and people slacking off. After all, that's how Giovanni Gems got to where it is now. That's how we're where we are today. And I intend for us to be on this pedestal all the way. But at this moment, my mind is elsewhere. For the first time in many years, I'm thinking about my wife. I've never really shown that I cared about her in the entirety of our marriage. I've wondered about her well-being, about how she's doing, being married to me. If she's keeping herself occupied as much as she can, but it's not enough. I haven't exactly been the partner she deserves. Yet somehow, here I am, looking forward to leaving early and having dinner with her. Have you signed the paperwork on your desk, sir? My secretary knocks and asks me through the crack at the door. I wish Margo was here. Or I wish I'm home with her and not here without her. Boss? I shouldn't have taken a day off. I can't be here half-assing my work because I'm not focused and am preoccupied with this new thing, such as liking Marga. Boss! Sir! I've always respected her. I've always taken it to myself that it's my responsibility to provide for her, buy her anything that she wants and needs, anything except myself. I couldn't give myself to her. Couldn't. Past tense. Sir! My secretary breaks me from my reverie. She's looking at me weirdly. I grimace. Apparently I've been staring at the wall for about 2 minutes. I'm sorry, yes, I finally responded. I'll get it done. I reach for my fountain pen and sign the file of papers in front of me. I read them through and mark them with my signature at the bottom right of every page. Then I wave her away, still thinking of my lovely wife. Without thinking, I pull my phone out from my pocket, unlock it, and open the message box. I begin to type my wife's name. I want to tell her about feeling excited over dinner tonight. I feel good for some weird reason. I'm smiling from ear to ear like a kid who's seeing Disneyland for the first time, elated and stunned. Nervous, but happy. My hand fumbles with my mobile, flipping it on my palm sideways and upward, flipping it again. Maybe I should buy her a flower? I ask myself and squint my eyes. Will she like that? Damn, this is clearly the dilemma of the day. I let out a small laugh and shook my head. Of all the things to worry about, this is what's going to puzzle me? My hand flips my phone once again and it vibrates. Instinctively, I unlock it and check my notifications. I freeze in my seat, and my eyes widen as if to make sure that what I'm seeing is real. Well, it's real, all right. Marjorie. I just received a message from Marjorie. I'm about to reply to her message when suddenly her name pops up on my screen. A call. Without hesitating, I answer it after the first ring. Geoffrey? She asks, her voice quivering and weak. My heart starts to pound faster. Something's not right, and so I ask her, Is everything all right, Marjorie? My fiancé... I don't know how it happened. Breathe, Marjorie. I try to calm her down. Breathe deeply and exhale. She slowly follows my instructions. She pauses and exhales again. He was violent with me, Geoffrey, Marjorie manages to say in between sobs. There's a buzzing sound in my ear. I can't stand it when I hear stories like this. And now, Marjorie, a man hurt Marjorie. I'm loyal to my wife, and I know it, but Marjorie still holds a soft spot in my heart. I'm concerned about her and her safety. I may be unsure of my feelings about my wife. Nonetheless, she is my wife, my significant other, regardless of feelings, and I will not betray her. In fact, these past few days have allowed me to see her in a different light. Like I said, happy. We are very happy. At the same time, I can't help but think that if this man had done this to Marjorie once, who's to say he won't do it again? Please come, Geoffrey. I just need someone to talk to. I'm stunned and at a loss for words. It might not be right for me to go to her. I'm married and I'll be heading there alone. Then again, she's my wife's friend. And other than again, I'm sincerely concerned for her well-being. It's all right. I can drop by quickly. Listen to her story. Check that everything's all right. Then I can head back to Marga for that dinner I'm now so eager to have with her. Geoffrey? Marjorie asks again. I'll be there in 15 minutes. And I get to Marjorie's place in less. I don't want to give her the wrong impression and tell her that I'm here as a friend. She's Marga's friend, and therefore she is the same way to me. We sit on the couch and she offers me some coffee. Then, Marjorie pours out the details of what had happened. I notice a few scratches on her face and her arms. The bastard. How could he do this to his fiancée? I advise her that she should deal with this through the law. Maybe call the police. He can't get away with this. However, she's insisting on doing the opposite. Marjorie doesn't want her family's and her fiancé's reputation to be ruined because of this incident. But she's bent on doing it her way. I don't press further because it's not my life, and I don't want to get in the middle of it. A lover's spat, as Marjorie believes. That's what it was. Can you stay the night? She asks, her eyes red and filled with tears. Please. I look at her and look at her scratches once more. Just until I fall asleep, she continues. There's a nagging thought. A reminder that I'm not supposed to do this, but something in me is saying to be here. Please. She pleads once more. Okay, I reply and nod my head. Hope this won't backfire on me.
Chapter 13. Marga. He's supposed to text me, I mutter under my breath. He said that he would. I twirl around in my cocktail dress, checking myself out on the mirror in our bedroom. For some reason, I'm jittery in the best way possible. My husband and I have been together for a while now. I know that he's with me because of our family's decision. I give myself another spin and lift my right leg. Think class-kissing scene in a black and white movie. I breathe in and then out. In and then out. Why is dread washing over me? A moment ago, I was pretty fine. You'll think I'm crazy with this sudden feeling. It's like the ultimate mood swings. Geoffrey seems like he was genuinely looking forward to it. Me? It's obvious, isn't it? I've always been in love with him. Finally, there might be a glimmer of hope that our marriage won't merely be a business transaction. So why hasn't he messaged me? Why hasn't he called? I frown. Earlier, we were fine. Maybe he's stuck at work. I say out loud to assure myself that everything's all right. I tell myself that everything's all right every single time I wake up and find myself looking at a man who doesn't love me back. But he cares for me and respects me, treats me right. Love? That's something else. A whole other world where I am, very much like now, on my own. Too dramatic. Okay, I need to relax and not overthink. It's just, these days, they're different. Even sleeping together has been different. Better. Much better than our first time. I bite my lip as I imagine us naked and hungry for one another. It's not just pleasurable, and I don't know how to describe it. It means something. We weren't only screwing each other. We were feeling each other, holding each other's bodies and savoring each moment. I bite my lip and feel a tingle down there. It doesn't last because I'm back to worrying about where he is. He may not have entered this marriage out of love, but he's a man of integrity. Even if this is merely a contract, we're tied together. And I trust Geoffrey. He won't ever go back on his word. On that note, I dialed his number and hit the call button. As long as he tells me that he's all right, then I'll be fine. I'll stop pacing around like this. 1 ring, 2 rings. Before I know it, 12 rings. And it stops. No answer. He has never ignored my calls before. My mind races as I try to calm down. Whenever he was unavailable, he'd always send a message to say that he'd call back. And he would, 100%. 15 minutes go by, then 30, 45. I stop looking at the clock and check my phone for the nth time. Still no message, still no response. I'm tempted to call his secretary, but that would be prying. I'm not like that. Damn, I tell myself. I want to try calling his office number. There's an emergency line that I'm able to access. He told me to call it if something urgent comes up. I've never called that number. Does this count as an urgent matter? You're paranoid. My mind reprimands me. Maybe I am. Also, was I misreading how things have changed recently? Did I imagine all of it? Is there not something different between the two of us? It felt so real. Or is it all in my head? Because that's how I wanted to read it? Screw it. I dial the emergency number and let it ring. Yet again, once, twice, thrice, and 12 more. Nothing. So what do I do next? 4 hours pass by. It's now midnight, and dinner's definitely off by default. I lay on the bed, still in my cocktail dress, and closed my eyes. Then a loud ringing wakes me up. Goddamn alarm clock, I whisper as I turn it off, trying to reach it. Wait, it's morning already? I open my eyes abruptly. I peer down, and there's a blanket over me. Beside me is my husband, fast asleep, his arms around me. He must have arrived early in the morning. This picture is enough to put me in a good mood. I head to the kitchen to cook breakfast. Then I see his clothes all over the couch, so I fix them. His coat, his shirt. It smells different. It's not his cologne. It smells like a woman's, and it's familiar. My heart starts to pound hard, and my mind is racing. No. He's not like that. He's a man of integrity, loyal. Even if we didn't marry for love, he's just not that kind of man. My breathing deepens and quickens. I have to give Geoffrey the benefit of the doubt. I have to. Good morning, Geoffrey says as he walks closer to me. He's awake, a smile on his face. Morning, I reply, hiding my suspicion with a smile.
Chapter 14. Geoffrey. 3 days. 3 grueling days of feeling incredibly guilty. It's my fault that I'm feeling this way. I shouldn't have agreed to stay the night at Marjorie's place. It was highly inappropriate. We may not have slept together, but for a married man such as myself, to even stay over in another woman's house is like asking for trouble. What makes me feel even guiltier is that I was not able to disclose any of it to Marga, and she's my wife. I snuck in at the crack of dawn when I realized what a fool I was to give in to Marjorie's insistence. Once I saw the normally peaceful features of my wife scrunched and laden with worry as she slept, I felt like such a jerk. I took off my clothes, climbed into bed with her, and held her close to my chest as she slept. The morning after, she never once asked where I had been, or what I was doing, or why I was home so late. I was ready and fully prepared to explain, but she never even brought it up and threw me off guard. And instead of being the bigger man and telling her what happened, I chose to stay quiet. Days have passed, and the topic never came up. Or, more precisely, I still didn't bring it up. I kept telling myself that I was biding my time, but the right time never came. And before I knew it, I'd pushed it entirely at the back of my mind. As my mind replays the events for the past 3 days, I keep kicking myself over and over for the complete imbecile that I've been. However, there is one thing that I will make sure of from this mistake, and that it will never happen again. The familiar sound of my phone's ringtone snaps me out of my self-depreciation. I look at who's calling me while I'm at work. A frustrated sigh escapes my lips. Of course, Marjorie. I realize that seeing the woman's name that I supposedly love flash on my screen doesn't get my heart racing like it used to. Then there's a feeling of disappointment. I wish that it's Marga that's calling me instead, I lament. Without meaning to do so, I've already ignored the call. But to my annoyance, Marjorie is calling again. She's always been persistent. I used to find that alluring about her, but now it feels more like a hindrance. I release another sigh and answer the call. Marjorie, I'm pretty busy right now, I tell her, not in the mood to talk to her. I still feel guilty as hell, and talking to the person responsible for that guilt only compounds the feeling. Oh, Geoffrey, what will I do about my fiancé? She asks, completely ignoring how I said I was too busy. I've already told you what to do, Marjorie. You need to tell the police, I say, trying to keep my tone gentle. She sobs from the other end. I'm so scared, Geoffrey. Can't you come over and see me? I need someone to talk to, she says with a pleading quality to her voice. I rub my temples with my free hand. This again. Marjorie, you're barking up the wrong tree. I'm busy, so I can't come over. Besides, what happened last time shouldn't happen again. I don't want Marga to get any wrong ideas about us, I reason with her. She only sobs louder, begging me persistently to come over to her mansion. I don't want to be a jerk, but I already told her to call the police. What happens with her relationship is technically none of my business. She needs to grow a spine and report her fiancé for abuse. I can't, Marjorie. You should call the police. They're the ones who are going to help you. I advise her once more before dropping the call. I don't understand why she wants me to comfort her. I'm not even her best friend. That's my wife. And yet, for some strange reason, I'm the one she's seeking out. My common sense dictates that something fishy is going on with Marjorie, and I don't like it. I do not in any way wish to be involved. After a few seconds, Marjorie's calling again. I groan in exasperation. Why can't she take the hint that I don't want to be bothered right now? She's a grown woman who refuses to help herself. I can't be her knight in shining armor. I've already got a lady that I need to protect. I press end on the call, hoping that maybe Marjorie will stop. I sigh in relief when minutes pass and my phone stays silent. My train of thought then drifts to Marga. I need to make it up to her. I'll buy her flowers. That's right, she'll love that. I'm grinning from the idea of being the cause of my wife's smile. She deserves this after a year of me being just normal with her, not treating her as my wife. She deserves so much better than me, but I know I can be the kind of man that she deserves. My thoughts then take a turn back to Marjorie, and it's a startling realization that I come upon. I may not be sure of my feelings for Marga, but one thing's for sure. I do not love Marjorie anymore. I don't love Marjorie anymore. I say it out loud, the words feeling right. I'm finally free. I happily drive home to Marga, free from the burden of my old feelings for Marjorie. I hand her the flowers I've got hidden at my back. She squeals happily and peppers my face with sweet kisses. I laugh at the warmth and tenderness that Marga is showing. I'm lucky to have her to go home to. I kiss her lightly on the lips, and she's practically beaming with happiness. Thank you for waiting for me, Marga, I tell her sincerely. She looks at me questioningly. What do you mean? She asks. Waiting for me to get my head off, I explain. She only laughs, shrugging all the hurt that I've caused her like it's nothing. I truly can't hurt this woman. I won't. We have a wonderful dinner together, talking about anything and everything that we can think of. As I stare into those dark, soulful eyes of her, I feel something that I never thought I'd ever feel. Contentment.
Chapter 15. Marga, blessed. It's one of the many words that I'd use to describe my current situation with Geoffrey. Ecstatic? Definitely. Over the moon? Completely. Still hopelessly in love? Only now without the hopeless part. A huge yes to that. After a year of being the perfect, caring wife, it finally feels like we've gotten to a point in our marriage that I thought I could only dream about. Because for the past couple of days, Geoffrey has been nothing but kind, sweet, and romantic. It's like he's trying to woo me with all the chocolates, flowers, and surprises. I feel like a teenager again, and I love every damn minute of it. Although not everything is perfect, he's coming home later at night than usual. But that's to be expected. He's the CEO of BWWM after all. Things are bound to get busy now and then. And as the beautiful doting wife, it's my job to understand him. Besides, I trust him completely. There's no need for me to worry about Geoffrey gallivanting about the city with other women. He simply isn't like that. He tells me everything. Well, except for that one time when he came home at dawn, which happened more than a week ago. But like I said, it's fine. It was a one-time thing. And since then, things have been fantastic. With men, it's always about business. That's just how it goes. Mrs. Giovanni, there's a package that's come in just now. Senora Mendoza, one of our maids, informs me. I look at the box curiously. I didn't order anything, and Geoffrey would have told me if he did. Just leave it there on the table. Thanks, I instruct. Maybe I should wait for Geoffrey. This could be his. But then again, I'm his wife. What's his is technically mine anyway. With my curiosity winning out in the end, I open the box. To my surprise, it's Geoffrey's missing coat. There's also a letter inside. Throwing propriety to the wind, I look at the content of the letter, and it's from Marjorie. What's my best friend doing? Writing a letter to my husband. Then a familiar scent wafts to my nostrils. It's the same familiar smell that clung on Geoffrey's clothes the day he went home at dawn. Then, as if I was kicked in the gut, I remember why the smell is so familiar. This is Marjorie's scent. My best friend's scent. To my Geoffrey, thank you for always being with me whenever I need you. Love always, Marjorie. He was with her. The cruel realization fills me with dread. My body turns as cold as ice. No, it can't be. They wouldn't betray me like this, right? Is that Mr. Giovanni's coat? Senora Mendoza asks, a frown marring her slightly wrinkled face. I nod. Marjorie sent it. The words are like poisonous lead in my mouth. Tsk, I never liked that woman. She gives off the vibe of a conniving she-devil, Senora Mendoza says with distaste. I shouldn't jump to conclusions. They were probably just chatting until dawn. I sound unsure. Senora Mendoza shakes her head. I can only hope you are right, Mrs. Giovanni. You need to be stricter with your husband. Sometimes it takes the vigilance of the wife to keep the vipers away. I shake my head. I have no interest in a man that needs to be watched like a child in a candy store, I tell Mrs. Mendoza sadly. Like a woman on a mission, I check Marjorie's Facebook account, my heart beating frantically beneath my chest. I scroll through her posts, and I'm shocked to see her having dinner with Geoffrey in a nice restaurant. This was 2 nights ago, and Geoffrey never mentioned anything. This was one of those nights when he came home very late. There are other pictures of a man's backside, but I'd know that backside anywhere, considering that it belongs to my husband. That's definitely Geoffrey's behind. Are they having an affair? Is Marjorie truly a snake? Did she steal my husband right from under my nose? How long has this been going on? Is this why Geoffrey found it so difficult to love me back? Is this why I had to settle for little crumbs of affection from him throughout the year that we got married? I've always thought that Geoffrey's treatment towards me was because our marriage was arranged for gains, but now I'm not so sure anymore. I feel like I'm going to have a panic attack. Bile rises to my throat at the conclusions my brain is being forced to make. Could Geoffrey be cheating on me with my best friend? The question resounds clearly within the recesses of my mind. I shake my head frantically to get the nasty thoughts out of my head. No, I trust Geoffrey. There's got to be a perfectly reasonable explanation. I breathe in and out slowly to calm the erratic beating of my heart. I should just ask him straight if he's cheating on me with Marjorie, but I don't want to accuse him of cheating. An idea pops in my head. What if I surprise him with a visit to his office? I make my way to the kitchen to prepare some lunch for Geoffrey. It will be the perfect excuse to surprise him in his office with a hearty meal made by his gorgeous wife. I pack the lunch in a container and get ready to head out. Fear grips my heart like a vice. I get inside the car with shaky legs and order the chauffeur to drive me to Geoffrey's office. There's nothing to fear, you'll see, I tell myself encouragingly. I've accepted Geoffrey with all his faults. I tolerated his coldness before and after we got married. And now when things are finally getting better, I can't be happier. But if I catch him cheating on me, then that's it. I'm done. I've watched my mother turn a blind eye to all my dad's cheating. I love Geoffrey to the moon and back, but I've still got my pride as a woman. Cheating will always be my non-negotiable. Please don't be cheating on me, Geoffrey.
Chapter 16. Geoffrey. I take a sip of my freshly brewed coffee. The rich, warm liquid sliding down my throat makes me comfortable. I sigh contentedly at this much-needed break. I already finished more than half of my work, so this bit of reprieve is well-deserved. I've been doing overtime for the past couple of days just to finish this new project I've been working on. The sooner that I finish, the sooner I'll be able to spend some more time with my wife. I know that I can always bring my work home with me, but the idea does not sit well with me. A home is a place where work-related problems are put at the back burner in favor of spending more time with my family, namely my wife. My quiet reprieve gets interrupted by the sound of my phone's message alert tone. I resist the urge to roll my eyes, already being able to guess who it is. I miss you. The message from Marjorie reads, I can't help but scowl at the audacity of this woman. She has been tenacious and incessant in her recent obsession with stalking me. I delete the message and choose not to reply. I've made it abundantly clear that I am in no way interested in her. I'm a happily married man and would like to keep my marriage intact. I honestly feel like I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place. I could confess everything to Marga about her snake of a best friend's attempts at flirting with me. It will hurt her, but it would mean that I don't have to keep any more secrets from her. But on the other hand, I'd have to tell Marga about staying over at Marjorie's place, and I can't bring myself to do that after keeping it from her for so long. She's going to get so angry with me, and I don't know what I'd do if I lose her. Damned if I do, and damned if I don't. Hey, handsome, why aren't you answering? Marjorie sends me another message. I try not to bang my head against my desk. She doesn't know when to quit. I'm starting to get angry at her blatant disregard of the sanctity of my marriage. Stop flirting with me. I love my wife. I send, hoping that the aggressively honest approach will get her off my back. No, you don't, comes the immediate reply, and my anger flares at full force at the nerve of this woman. I place my phone on silent and shove it in my desk drawer. I don't plan on dealing with any more of Marjorie's spoiled antics. I have a job to do. I open my laptop to review the contents of the project outline that I've come up with so far. I type some more input when my door bursts open. Hello, love, Marjorie says with a wink as she waltzes into my office like she owns the place. I try to keep my temper in check. Part of me already wants to strangle her. What are you doing here? I ask, thoroughly incensed with this woman's annoying persistence. She smiles salaciously, sashaying her hips as she walks closer to my table. I missed you and wanted to see you. Isn't that enough of a reason? She says with faux innocence. I shake my head. You need to stop this, Marjorie. As I've told you before, I'm a happily married man. I love Marga. Anger flashes briefly on her face, but she quickly covers it up with a coquettish smile. I know you don't mean that. I see the way you look at me. I know that you still love me, she says confidently. To my complete and utter chagrin, she slides her coat from her body, her nakedness on full display right in front of me. Marjorie, what in the seven hells do you think you're doing? Put the damn coat back on, I exclaim, voice full of venom. You don't have to pretend that this isn't the experience of a lifetime for you, Geoffrey. I realize that I was wrong to choose my fiancé over you. I don't love him. It's always been you, she pushes, brandishing her nakedness as an attempt at seduction. Before I would have thanked God for an eyeful of this goddess. But now all I can feel is disgust for this woman, whom I once thought was the one. If it wasn't for your family business, you wouldn't have been married to Marga in the first place. We would have been happily married, Geoffrey, she continues, leaning over my desk, her chest just within reach. I quickly stand and move farther from her. Of course we wouldn't have been married, Marjorie. You chose to be with your fiancé because he was richer. We are never meant to be together. My voice sounded like acid. You loved me first, Geoffrey. You never loved Marga. She's the homewrecker, not me, she shouts. I've had it with her. I'm about to call for the guards to get her out, but the sound of something clattering just outside my office grabs my attention. My body turns to ice at the sight of Marga fleeing from my office. Damn, I curse. It's over between the two of you, Geoffrey. You need to accept that, Marjorie says smugly. I call for the guards to have her removed from my office. I don't care if they have to haul her out naked. I can't stand the sight of her. No, you need to accept the fact that I do not want to be with you. I love my wife, goddammit. I never want to see your face ever again, I shout. The guards arrive just in time to hear me shout at Marjorie. Get her out of my office! Ban her from the building! Do it now! I yell. The guards spring into action, dragging a reluctant Marjorie out of the office. I run after Marga, but she's nowhere to be seen. Damn!
Chapter 17. Marga. Like a silent prayer, and like a mantra to God, I keep telling myself that Geoffrey would never betray me. He is a man of honor. He won't go against our marriage vows. However, it doesn't seem to be doing me any good. My hands keep shaking at the thought of Geoffrey having an affair with my best friend. My body feels so numb, save for the squeezing pain that I feel in my chest. I approach the front desk and ask where Geoffrey's office is located. Do you have an appointment? The guard asks. I shake my head. I'm his wife. I don't think I need an appointment just to see my husband. The guard pales in realization. You're his wife? There was a woman just a couple of minutes ago who claimed to be his wife as well, the guard says, looking very confused. Who in the hell could that be? Could it be Marjorie? Is she passing herself as Geoffrey's wife now? It pains me to know that none of my husband's staff even know what I look like. You don't matter enough to him. My insecurity makes itself known. I can assure you that I am in fact his wife, I say, showing him my ID with my last name changed to Giovanni. He swallows audibly, probably realizing his mistake. I'm terribly sorry, Mrs. Giovanni. He apologizes profusely. It's no problem. It's not your fault, I tell him. It's technically Geoffrey's fault for not educating his employees about my existence. Let me make it up to you. I shall escort you to Mr. Giovanni's office, he says, trying to make amends. I shake my head. Thank you. I pause, looking at his nameplate. Julio, but that won't be necessary. Just tell me how to get to his office. He nods. It's on the 30th floor, ma'am. Julio follows me to open the private elevator and presses the 30th floor button. Just tell his secretary who you are, he says before the elevator closes. After a few minutes, I arrived. The doors open, and one of his secretaries approaches me. Good day, ma'am. Do you have an appointment? She asks politely with a smile on her face. No, I came to see my husband, Geoffrey, I reply. You're his wife? She asks with a bewildered expression. Yes, I answer instantly. Oh, she says, looking very uncomfortable. Mr. Giovanni's in a meeting right now, she adds. Listen, I know that a woman is masquerading to be Geoffrey's wife, and I know that she's in there. Now we can either do this the easy way or the hard way. Take your pick, I tell her, my voice full of authority. She pales instantly. It makes me feel sort of bad for her, but I'm not in the mood to be kind. I won't hold this against her, though. She's only doing her job. Please proceed inside, Mrs. Giovanni, she says, getting out of my way. Smart choice, I tell her. I open the door slightly, but hearing the conversation going on inside stops me. If it wasn't for your family business, you wouldn't have been married to Marga in the first place. We would have been happily married, Geoffrey. I hear the unmistakable voice of Marjorie. Of course, we wouldn't have been married, Marjorie. You chose to be with your fiancé because he was richer. We are never meant to be together. And that's my husband's. What? So Geoffrey wanted Marjorie to choose him over her fiancé? Why didn't they ever tell me? I feel like such a fool. You loved me first, Geoffrey. You never loved Marga. She's the homewrecker, not me, Marjorie shouts. And just like that, it's like everything starts to make sense. That's why Geoffrey acted differently during our marriage. He never loved me. His heart has always been with Marjorie. I dropped the container filled with food that I was supposed to bring to Geoffrey. My heart is breaking into a million tiny pieces, and all I want to do is get out of here. I turn around as fast as I can and make a beeline for the elevator. I try to keep it together, not wanting any of Geoffrey's employees to see me break down. I must look like such an idiot. Geoffrey is in his office with his supposed wife, while I, the woman he promised eternity with, is like an outsider looking in. I get in the car in a hurry and tell the driver to take me home. I allow myself to break down, unable to keep my sobs at bay any longer. I cry for the entire ride home. Home? Is it still my home? I shake my head. No. Goodness, Mrs. Giovanni, what is wrong? Senora Mendoza asks, looking very much concerned due to my disheveled state. He doesn't love me, Senora. He loves Marjorie, I wail, throwing myself into her arms. Hush, child. He is a fool. What do you plan to do now? She asks, while rubbing soothing circles down my back. Help me pack? I plead. She nods, not needing to ask what I'm about to do. I call my mom. I need to hear her voice right now. She picks up after the third ring. Hello, my little flower. God, it's so good to hear her voice. Mommy, I'm coming home. Geoffrey. I pause, my voice cracking. He loves someone else, I managed to let out. Oh, baby, we'll talk about this when you get here. Everything's going to be fine. You'll see, she says, her voice laced with sympathy. Thank you, Mommy. I love you, I tell her. I love you too, my little flower. I will wait for you to arrive, she says before ending the call. With each article of clothing that I place in my luggage, it sinks in that I'm leaving him. More and more of my heart breaks. The truth behind those words stabs at my heart. Senora Mendoza hugs me, whispering comforting words in my ear. I look at the house that I once called my home for one last time. Goodbye, Geoffrey, I whisper brokenly into the wind.
I hope you're enjoying this audiobook by Vic Savon. If you want to keep hearing more audiobooks, then please hit that subscribe button and like the video. It may seem insignificant, but the more people that subscribe, the easier it is to produce more audiobooks in the future. So please help us out and subscribe to our channel. Thank you for listening, and now back to your book.
Chapter 18. Geoffrey, this can't be happening. When I saw Marga's face earlier, shocked and full of pain, it felt like my heart was a glass jar shattered to pieces. I chase her as fast as I can, but the stupid elevator is taking super slow to get to my floor. When it arrives, I step into it, feeling like the Earth's whole gravity is on my shoulders. I can feel my knees wobbling. I'm sweating, and my vision is all foggy. Just when I realize I have feelings for my wife, something like this happens. Just when I'm starting to have the courage to express my love for her, the first thing that she witnessed was Marjorie, all naked in front of me. All I can remember now is her face full of tears. I cannot let Marjorie jeopardize our relationship. In fact, Marjorie has no right to be the reason to break us at all. She's the one who is always literally throwing herself at me. Before, I loved Marjorie, but it's all a thing of the past. I'm afraid that my loving wife will be deeply broken to the point of not believing me. What if Margo won't let me have the chance to talk to her at all? This idea scares me to death. I admit I have not been a good husband to Marga. Yes, I provide her with all the nice things in life, but I am missing the one thing I should be giving her in the first place, love. I feel so guilty right now. I want to go home badly. I want to see my wife and explain that what she saw earlier was nothing. It's nothing compared to what I'm feeling for her. I run towards my limousine and quickly call my driver so that he can start the car as soon as possible. I tell him that we are going home and drive as quickly as he can. I'm dying of frustration to explain to Marga what happened in my office. It looked so bad. Damn it. As my driver stops at the main entrance of our house, I quickly jump out of the car and go inside. I run towards our room as quickly as I can to find out that Marga is not there. I call her phone while I head to the kitchen to ask my staff. She's not answering. Marga, honey, please answer my call. It's not what it looked like. Those are just some of the text messages I sent her. Senora Mendoza notices me heading towards her. She gives me this look where you can already decipher that she knows what happened between Marga and me. She doesn't look so good, Mr. Giovanni, Senora Mendoza solemnly says. I know, Senora, I reply. I feel pain in my heart. She came home crying. I don't want to pry, but she's hurt. I hope you can fix it. I want to explain to her right now, Senora, but she keeps on dodging my calls and messages. I cannot blame her. She told me you love Marjorie, not her, Senora utters with strong conviction. I admit it. I may not have feelings for Marga at the start of our marriage, but I do have now. I don't want to screw this up. You better not, she warns me while drying the plates with a cloth. Please help me, Senora. I really want to see her, I plead. Your wife is at her parents' house. I think she will not be coming home here tonight or even for a few days. She asked for my help to pack her things. Should I call her at her parents'? She might still not answer it. Of course you must. You dummy! She scolds me. Signora's scolding must have lifted the fog in my head because I'm suddenly thinking straight now. I love my wife, so I must win her back, whatever it takes. I call her parents' home landline using ours. I patiently wait for someone to answer. A few rings and no one's picking up. The worry is making me crazy as I wait for the telephone rings to stop, signaling that someone already answers my call. A few more rings and I hear a voice. Sheldon's residence, the voice says. Hello? This is Geoffrey. Hello, Mr. Giovanni. This is Rosa, their headmaid introduces. Hi, Rosa. Can you get Marga for me? Absolutely, sir. Please wait for a while. I hear complete silence for a few seconds until voices are murmuring. Is that her? A few more seconds of murmuring and I hear the telephone is picked up. Hello, Geoffrey. It's her mom. I suddenly feel a wave of nervousness. Hey, Agatha. Is Marga there? She's in her room. Look, Agatha, you probably know what happened. It's not what it looked like, really. I would never do that to your daughter. Look, Geoffrey, I think I'm not the one who should be hearing your explanations, Agatha explains. Yes, you're right. I will come to your house. Please tell Marga I'll come for her. As soon as I hang up the phone, I get ready to leave. I tell my driver not to drive for me as I will take my other car and drive myself. I'm filled with anxiousness and worry while I am driving towards her parents' house. I'm anxious that it might not end well. I am worried that because of this, I will never have the chance to express my love for her anymore. Their home guard opens their gate as soon as he sees my car approaching. I rush to park my car and sit there for a while. I take deep breaths to calm myself. Go out there and win your wife back. She's worth fighting for. I prep myself. I greet the guard on my way to the main entrance of the house. As I wait for someone to open the door, I start to feel nervous again. Then, the door opens. I see her mother in front of me. It feels nice to see my mother-in-law again, but not with this circumstance. Is she there? I ask Agatha. She's in her room. She signals me to come inside. I'll go talk to her. Yes, please. Thank you so much, Agatha. At that moment, I only have one wish. Please have me back, Marga.
Chapter 19. Marga. I come out and stop in my tracks as soon as I see Geoffrey sitting on the sofa with my dad. What are you doing here? I dryly ask as I stand on the last step of the stairs. Marga, Geoffrey gets up and turns towards my direction. What you saw earlier, it isn't what it seems. I scoff at his words and shake my head. Then what is it then? I look straight in his eyes. You know what, Geoffrey? I don't care for an explanation. What I saw was what it was. Marga, listen to what your husband has to say. My dad voices out authoritatively. No. For the first time, I decline what is asked of me, which I don't do. I would always just follow what I was told, but this time, I just can't. Agatha, talk. Get some sense into your daughter now, will you? My dad sternly says as he locks eyes with my mom. But Magnus, she tries to reason with him. Now, Agatha. My mom sighs and turns back to face me. Darling, just hear what Geoffrey has to say. Maybe all of this is just a big misunderstanding, she quietly says as we stand on the same spot by the stairs. Fine. But don't expect me just to let something like this just slide. I've put some thought into it, and I think it's best if I just file for a divorce. I tell her softly, but with conviction. Let's talk upstairs. I direct to Geoffrey and start walking back upstairs. I can feel him following, and my heart's on my throat. I walk inside my room and sit on the bed. Shut the door and sit there, I tell him, and point towards the chair in front of the dresser. Look, Marga, I know this might sound hard to believe after what you saw back in the office, but nothing is going on between Marjorie and me. He starts explaining. I'm filing for a divorce. I thought that I could hear him out, but as soon as those words came out of his mouth, All the evidence that I've found started rushing back into my mind. Judging by the look on Geoffrey's face, he's caught off guard of what I just said. I can see tears forming in his eyes. As much as I hate to see him like this, I can't just let go of his lies. And why cry? He doesn't love me. It pains me to say this, but I have to see the truth for what it is. Don't do this, Marga. We can still fix this. Please don't leave me. This is the first time that I've ever seen Geoffrey like this. This is what Marjorie wants to happen. She made me believe that she just wanted my help with her relationship troubles, but she deceived me, Geoffrey frantically explains as he tries to grab my hands. I push him away. Everything that I've ever felt for her disappeared because I realized that what I want is what I have with you. Everything that involves Marjorie is all in the past. She chose her fiancé because she thought that he was richer than me. So, are you saying that if she had chosen you, you wouldn't be married to me? I ask with a disbelief look on my face. No, that's not what I meant. I know it's my fault that I let her manipulate me like this, and I'm truly sorry that you had to see that, Geoffrey says breathlessly. But I never wanted any of that to happen. The only person I want to be with is you, Marga. I love you. His voice sounds a bit more desperate as he explains further. You know what? I don't know what to believe anymore. I've seen photos of you together while you were out on dates just a few nights ago. She even sent back your coat with a note, a thank you for always accompanying her. I look straight into his eyes as I enumerate the pieces of evidence. What date? We never went out on dates. Maybe those photos you saw were from meetings and gatherings, along with our business partners and friends. We could ask them if you want, he tells me. Marjorie's nothing more than just a manipulative brat. Of all people, you should know that, Marga. The look of disgust is evident on his face. I sigh as more ideas cloud my brain. You should go. I need time to think about all of this. He sighs but doesn't push any further. I love you, Marga. At least believe that. Tears start to fall from my eyes again as he leaves the room. I don't know what to do anymore. Does he really love me? Every day after work, Geoffrey drops by my parents' house. He brings me flowers, chocolates, and even handwritten notes. I admit that there are days that I just want to forget everything and just let go of what happened. I sigh before opening another note that he dropped off earlier. I love you, Marga, and I will never get tired of telling you. Please come back home. I miss you. Geoffrey. Chapter 20. Marga. Home again. I think to myself as I turn the doorknob to my room. It's been a few days since Geoffrey last sent me flowers, chocolates, or gifts of any kind. As I take a bath and slip into something more comfortable, I can't help but wonder whether something terrible has happened to him. Not as if I'd care. We've separated after all. He has his own life to worry about. He should focus on it instead of trying to fix the shambles of our relationship. It sucks to think about these things, especially when no one's home since my parents are in Switzerland for their anniversary. Good for them. But as I dry my hair and go down to the kitchen to prepare dinner, I notice small folder slips under the main door. Here we go again. It must be another one of Geoffrey's love letters hoping to woo me back. Just give it up already. But I can't believe my eyes as I quietly pick up the folder and read the contents. Divorce application form. All the necessary boxes and fields have been filled out, and on the last page of the form, I see Geoffrey's signature. I quickly open the door, and to my surprise, I see Geoffrey in his signature navy coat and tie. He's staring at me, wide-eyed. Marga? He asks as if he's seen a ghost. I thought you were in Switzerland. What the hell is this, Geoffrey? I ask furiously. It's what you wanted, Geoffrey explains. I've been spending days figuring out the grand play that'd make you come back to me, Marga. Geoffrey smiles sadly. A flash mob at the park, your room full of flowers, everything I can think about. But I finally realized the reason we ended up here in the first place was that I didn't listen to you, Marga. His voice breaks. I treated you like a pet or servant who should always do what I want. And that, well, let's just say that's my ultimate love letter to you. Because even though I'm going to be miserable without you, please do know that I respect you and your wishes, Marga. I love you, and I hope you have a wonderful life. I watch Geoffrey walk away with my hand still clutching the divorce papers. I try to go back inside, but find no strength to do so. I should be glad that everything is finally over, but why do I feel that I made the greatest mistake of my life? Why am I running back out of the house in my bathrobe, trying to chase my soon-to-be ex-husband? And why do I embrace him when I find him just sitting at the corner a block away from my house? Damn, I don't know if I'm doing the right thing, but I love him. I can't live without Geoffrey. I love you, Geoffrey. Always have and always will. I kiss him in the middle of the sidewalk as people pass us by. His lips taste even better as I feel them break into a smile. Oh, get a room, a passerby heckles us. We both laugh as we run back home, lovers in love. We don't make it past the stairs before all our clothes are off. It's been days I've felt the loving touch of my husband. And now that he's finally back inside my life, my hunger is taking over my body. At least I get the coat and shoes off of him before we go up the stairs. Geoffrey puts his hands on my butt as he lifts me up as we continue to kiss. I wrap my arms around his neck and legs around his waist as he carries me to my room. If you want to know where this spicy scene is headed, you won't be able to hear it now due to this platform's guidelines and restrictions, but we want to make it up to you by offering the unabridged version of any VIXA audiobook, including this one, for 40% off. All you need to do is go to vixavonromance.com and use code VIXA40 at checkout. Are you enjoying the story so far? Let's get back into it. It's been a year since Geoffrey and I decided to renew our vows. I'm carrying my newborn son in my arms, happy of the new life Geoffrey. My parents, friends, and even workmates can't be happier for us. I do miss my best friend, even after everything that we've been through. Geoffrey and I already forgave her a few months ago, but we haven't had the chance to talk about it at all until I answer the door and see Marjorie with a big bump on where her tiny waist used to be. She happily greets me on the birth of my son and his husband carrying gifts. We stare at each other for the longest time, not sure how to react, but I had too much love in my life to not share with my best friend. Thank you, I finally say. What are you guys waiting for? Come inside and meet Nathan. I wish she found her happiness too, just like I did.